And it's funny, but it's not. In other words, we shouldn't dwell on things that are going to cause us to say hateful things. We let those things stir inside us. And something that somebody said, whether we understood it or we misunderstood it, something that's been done to us, and people say, well, you know, I have a right to be mad because, you know, so-and-so said something about me. People said things about Jesus. They hung him on a cross. They spat on him. They put a crown of thorns on his head. He had all the reason in the world to be mad. And you mad because somebody said a word about you. Because somebody did something to you. Because somebody cut in line at the Walmart. And I'm mad. I want to see a manager right now. And why don't you have 10 more lines opened up? You find out, let me know. But it's just it's letting those things eat at you, and you have a choice. You have a choice. Am I gonna be angry about it, or am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna join in with the people who are upset in this line, or am I gonna be the difference maker and say, no, this person's doing the best they can do. Why am I mad at them? You know, it's a choice. You say, well, not really. No, it is. It's a choice that you make. Well, I don't want to make that choice. You don't have a choice. You're going to have to make that choice. And all through life, there's nothing but a series of choices. And every day you're going to be faced with things that are either going to make you mad or you're going to let them go. Right? Somebody cuts you off in traffic. You got a choice. You can sit on that horn, or you can not. Right? Now, I can tell you this. Sitting on that horn is not going to change the fact that they pulled out in front of you. It will not. You say, well, it'll make me feel good. Really? That's all it takes. Just drive with your hand on the horn all day. Be ecstatic. I mean, what, you know, well, I'll wait till that next stop sign. I'll pull him out of there. You see those videos? People get crazy, you know, over stupid stuff. I mean, get out of their cars and start beating each other up in the middle of the highway. Are you just stupid or what? I mean, what is the world coming to? But what I'm saying, those are all choices. I mean, those people let their anger get the best of them, you see. And my question is, does your anger get the best of you? And you say, well, I'm too old to get out of my car and beat somebody up, but I want to sometimes, you know. But do you roll down your window and say something? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, are you vocal about it? Do you get in line and complain like everybody else? When you start to get frustrated, do you allow yourself to get frustrated, or you think about it in a way that puts it in perspective? Right? Right? Well, I'm being delayed here for 4 minutes. That's true. Nothing's going to change that. You're still going to be delayed. And if you see a manager, that's 3 more minutes of waiting to talk about 2 or 3 minutes of fussing to get back in line and wait 4 minutes. Now, how many minutes have you wasted? Think about that. And I'm not saying there's not things that need to be corrected, but do them in a civil way. You know, if you need to speak to a manager because you were mistreated, I'm not saying don't speak to them, but you don't have to yell at them, and you don't have to fuss at them. You don't have to throw things over the counter. You know, you can go up there and tell them. You know, when I complain about service to somebody, I say, you know, first thing I tell them is, I don't want anything free. I don't want a free dessert. I don't want a free meal. But I've worked in this industry, and let me just tell you, this is not the correct way to do this. And I tell them, I'm not mad about it. I'm not angry about it. And we leave. And sometimes we just leave, right? And it's not that I don't get mad. Because, I get mad, then I have to check myself, right? Or Pam checks me. We keep each other in check sometimes, right? So it's you have those tendencies. But what he's saying here is what's coming out of here. Where's this anger coming from? Right? Is that pride that it's coming from? Is that frustration from your wife didn't make you a bologna sandwich before you left for work today, and so I'm mad. Bologna's my favorite. She made me pimento cheese. Who makes a man pimento cheese? That's not enough to get by for a day. I wanted bologna. And, whatever it is. Or as Pam would say, you're a grown man, make your own sandwich. But the reality is, do we take our frustrations with something else and spill it into something else? Do we have to have the last word? Do we have to have a word that, he hurt me, so I have to hurt them back mentality? If somebody says something and it hurts you, is your next words out of your mouth meant to hurt them? Is it, I have to pierce your heart? I'm pulling out the nuclear bomb right now, and it's going to take you down. This is going to be a drop the mic, argument over type thing. Do we have that mentality? Or can we keep our cool? You ever kept your cool against somebody who was just lost their mind? You ever figured out that who looks like the idiot in that? The guy screaming and yelling looks like a total fool. Let me just tell you, if you don't argue back, if you just say, well, thanks for sharing that with me. and the calmer you stay, the madder they get. Have you ever noticed that? But what I'm saying is that we have to have a heart, and a heart that reflects Christ. And why is that? Because if we don't, and our words that come out of our mouth don't build up, don't encourage other people, then we're part of the problem. You see, we're part of the problem of tearing others down. We're part of the problem of making people angry. We're part of the problem of frustrating people, right? I don't know how many, most of you probably aren't on Facebook, but if you are, let me just tell you, let me give you a piece of advice. Don't ever, ever, ever get into an argument on Facebook with somebody, okay? Just don't respond. And just, I know they're gonna get mad because you won't respond. Just don't respond. You're just going to be tempted. You're going to have to hold your finger back, not to type something, to show them you're smarter than they are, that your opinion's right and theirs is wrong. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. Okay? Why? Because you will never win that argument. You're not going to change their mind. I guarantee it. I guarantee there's never been a thing on Facebook where somebody typed a response and they're like, oh, well, I sure was dumb. Thanks for pointing that out. No, it just doesn't happen that way. And you can handle things so much calmer and use your words to build people up. I see in homes, some of the most damage done. When I worked with the school system and with the kids that were there, I can tell you the behavior there has gotten crazy. And from what I understand, talking to people who were still at the school I was with, they said it got even worse this year. And I can tell you that not only is the behavior bad, but the words that are used are just vile. Some of those words I didn't even know. I had to go look them up. And you have to ask yourself, where do they come from? Why are they like this? And you say, well, it's from the games they play, or it's from the music they listen to, or it's, where is it? It's all this trash that's out there. And that could be true. But a lot of it comes from their homes as well. It all starts at home. And what you have to ask yourself is, what kind of language are you using around your kids or your grandkids? How are you talking to your spouse? Are you talking disrespectful to your spouse so that they think it's okay to talk disrespectful to another human being? Because you're the example, after all, right? You're the wise one. You have the gray hair, right? So you're the one that's been around a while, right? Remember that? The people who have been around a while when you were growing up, the ones with the gray hair, the smart ones.